guys, welcome back to Minute Watch. Kurt here, and if you're new to the channel, welcome. It's a bunch of weird stuff that we do here. This is a crazy channel. We don't do things like normal people because we got puppets and stuff. But anyway, for those of you who do subscribe, all my homies that watch my videos, yes, it's an Invicta, but I'm going to do a pretty awesome mod on this watch in the very near future. So I figured I might as well review it for the people that are searching for this video, for this watch anyway. So without further ado, this is the Invicta Pro Diver 9094 OB, and I don't know if you can hear the crickets in the background, but the crickets have returned. Can you hear them? No, nobody. Anyway, got this watch for about 80 bucks off of our favorite large, powerful retailer, but you can get them off of eBay and other places, relatively cheap. And it's for what it is, it's a great watch. It has an automatic mechanical movement by Seiko, which is their NH35A. And what is an automatic mechanical movement? Well, this watch doesn't use batteries, it's not solar power, it's not kinetic. It uses old school mechanical design that's like more than 100 years old, maybe about 100, which uses a series of springs and gears that when wound up, they release energy, which powers the movement. I'll show you the back of that, this watch in a bit. So this movement beats at 21,600 BPH. You can see that sweeping seconds hand. Let me get closer there. You can see that it is not ticking, it is sweeping. For those of you who don't know that are coming from this search, in fact, all mechanical watches have a sweeping seconds hand. None of them tick like quartz watches. There are some exceptions, like Bulova makes quartz watches that have a perfectly fine sweeping seconds hand, and maybe a few stragglers in the rest of the industry, but as far as I know, only Bulova. I'm getting off topic anyway. This movement beats at 21,600 BPH, employs 24 joules, which means there's 24 joules in the movement that help to keep things running smoothly, nice and smooth. Has a 40-hour power reserve, which means that if it's fully wound up, if you let it sit for a while, it'll last 40 hours, and then you got to pick it up and you got to shaky, or you can wind it. This movement is hackable and windable, and what hackable means is that you unscrew the screw-down crown on an $80 watch, and then you pull the crown all the way out. The seconds hand stops. This is good for timing functions and as well as setting your watch precisely. Push it back in, and it starts going again. Of course, you can use the winder function to wind up the watch. Now, I personally don't wind the watch up all the way. I shake it or I wind it up just a little bit to get it going, and then I close it up, and then I put it on my wrist, letting the motion of my day-to-day activities power the movement. Now, what makes this watch an automatic watch is there's a rotor in the back. I'll show you in the back. There's a rotor in the back. You see that? When it moves, it winds up the mainspring, and as that goes around, it keeps it winding. There's a clutch system that doesn't let it overwind, and you're good to go. It's pretty cool design. It's very old design, but it works, and it will survive the zombie apocalypse. So this watch is accurate to about maybe -20 to about +40 seconds per day. Not the greatest variable accuracy, but pretty expected for a watch in this price range. So if you get this watch and you're noticing it's about, like about 10, 20, 30 seconds off per day, that's about normal. So this, what else can we talk about? This bezel here is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. Nice clicky, ratchety feel. There is a little bit of play, like a little spring play when you move it back, but all in all, not a very bad ratchety bezel. For those of you who don't know, this is a dive watch, so you can have your dive time right here, and so you don't drown in the ocean. And if you need more explanation about what that's for, search what is a diving watch's purpose on YouTube or something. The glass is a mineral crystal. It's not a very oh, somebody just messaged me. It's not a very it's not a very scratch resistant crystal, but it's a little bit more shadow resistant than a sapphire, while a sapphire crystal is more scratch resistant. So I've been told. So I've been reading. And what else can I say about this watch? There's a lot of stigma about the Invicta brand, and if you don't know, a lot of people in the watch community don't really like this brand. I could not care less. Is it I could care less? I could not care less about the brand. If it's a nice watch and it works, I say wear it. and this is a great watch for the price. There are some things, some quirks about it that I do not like, and I'll show you in a bit. So let's start with the dial. The dial and the whole watch basically is obviously modeled after the Rolex Submariner, and a lot of people don't like that, but I don't really care about that. So if you don't like that, then it's not the watch for you. The Invicta uses that weird seconds hand. The end of the seconds hand has that Invicta logo, and I think it's a bit redundant because they have the wings on top. I wish they actually used a different seconds hand instead of that weird one. It just kind of throws it all off. The Mercedes hand, pretty cool. The sword hand adjacent to it, it's all right. The Invicta logo on the top and bottom of the top of the dial, just a little bit too much in my opinion. It's, I don't know, a little bit too flashy. I mean, if they made it a little bit smaller, that would have been cool. And they got the 4 lines of data underneath: automatic professional divers, blah blah blah, water resistant to 200 meters, just like a Rolex with the 4 lines. They emulated that style. The pips, not the pips, but the indices and the all around, emulating an older Rolex Submariner, and done very well. However, there are those things I don't like. The bubble magnifier does a pretty good job. It's not terrible. You can see that it does magnify it fairly good, and you know, nothing to really complain. It could be better, but you know, $80 watch, $80 watch. The chapter ring, or that metal ring around there, or just ring, it's not really a chapter ring, it's pretty deep. This is a deep, like a deep dish pizza. It's kind of weird, but actually done pretty good. I just feel like it needs something else. You know what I mean? It's just deep. With the future mod that this watch is going to become, I'm hoping that the double dome sapphire crystal I'm going to put on it does make it a little bit better. So what other things? Well, first of all, the case and the bracelet are 316L stainless steel, as to be expected. Most watches are. And boom, it has that Invicta logo on the side. A lot of people do not like that logo, and I guess this is one way that Invicta kind of makes themselves stand out, if you can call it standing out. But I personally do not like that at all. But it is what it is, and you know, quite frankly, aside from all the things, you know, the quirks about it and the fact that a lot of people don't like it because it looks like a Rolex, it's trying to be a Rolex, it is a beautiful watch, rightly so, because it's modeled after another beautiful watch. And if you don't care about anything like that, this is a great watch for you. It's a really good piece. The bracelet is actually pretty nice. I really like the bracelet. It's a little bit rickety, just a little bit rickety. You can hear a little bit of a ricketiness, and you know, it is an $80 watch, guys. Just keep in mind, but it does look good. It is using solid links. As far as I can tell, they are solid links. I could not find any telltale signs of it being folded, but it is a solid. It does appear to be solid links. Actually, you know what? Do you see that right there? That little ridge right there? That is indicative of it being a folded link. So this could be very well be a very well hidden folded link situation. Of course, that could just be the dent from the punch through of the holes, the adjustment holes. Maybe someday I will cut one in half just to see what happens. But anyway, there is this annoying Invicta logo on the bottom. Well, annoying to me because of what I'm going to do. My future mod might involve me trying to remove that somehow, because I do want to keep this bracelet for the mod. If not, I'm going to put a strap on it. But that is despite the point of this video. And yeah. So what else can we talk about this watch? There's that crown. The crown is signed with Invicta's Plus logo, the Swiss-like logo. I guess they're trying to emulate Swiss logo. Look at that little plus. Here again, here's the case back. Oh, another thing about this bracelet is that it does not use solid end links, meaning the end links right here aren't a solid piece of metal. It is just kind of it's a hollow piece of metal right there. That's the definition of a hollow end link. There you go. And there is the display back with all the movement, the escapement wheel just chugging away. And yeah, look at that. It is a pretty cool thing to look at when you're not wearing your watch, and it is something that, and I don't know, that yellowy rotor though is, in my opinion, pretty ugly. I don't like that yellowy rotor. That's just weird. It's all like it's all signed, and it's got all kinds of words on it, making it look like important. And I hate that it says USA product. Now, it's not. This is a movement that comes from Seiko. It's a Seiko movement. Now, I guess maybe the painted on part is a USA product, but it's not a USA product. So that's weird. And what else can we talk about? This beautiful Invicta watch. Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of micro adjustments. I keep it on the second one after I've sized it in case some swelling happens of my wrist or some decompression of my wrist, because it does happen, guys. You eat a lot of salt, there goes your wrist. Okay, what else? Look at that. It is actually pretty nice, isn't it? Am I forgetting anything, guys? The butterfly fold over is polished. It does look better than a bunch of Seiko 5s, and yeah, it's done fairly well. The safety clasp is pretty typical and standard, and I guess that's it. Let's check out all right, let's check out the measurements here, shall we, guys? But first I gotta press the measurement button and zoom out so I can press the measurement button, and there we go. All right, so for the case I got 40 millimeters. Lug to lug I got 47.8 millimeters. Lug width I got 20 millimeters, and thickness I got 14 millimeters. Okay, let's put it on my wrist. So I have a small wrist. It's about 6.5 inches. It's actually getting bigger because I've been working out. Look at that tan line. And I've been also going surfing, and there's going to be more of that in the future. Check out my Instagram right here. Boom, check out my Instagram for pictures of watches and stuff and weirdness. But there it is on my wrist. 40 millimeter watch on my 6.5 inch wrist. It looks about right. It looks good enough to be a big watch on my small wrist. But it looks fantastic. A little bit of a thick one. That's what she said. A little bit of a thick one. And I don't think this watch would look very well if you have like a giant wrist, like an 8-inch plus wrist. It'll just kind of look small. And if you have like a 6-inch wrist, it's gonna look a 6-inch or lower. It might look a little too big. So there you have it. That is on my 6.5 inch, or probably like 6.8 inch at this point. And there you go. Pew! So what we are going to do now is we are going to check the lume against other watches. And excuse me. Oh, hey, Uncle Jimmy. By the way, guys, this is Uncle Jimmy Turtle. He's part of the show. Yeah. Okay. We have a new thing. We have a new Diddy for the lume thing. All right, just check it out. Okay.
Checking the lume. Checking the lume for the video. Checking the lume for the video.
All right, we're back, guys, and we got the Invicta over here, and next to it is the king of lume, the Pattymas, the Seiko Pattymas, and then another similarly priced Seiko 5 similarly priced to the Invicta. This is about 80 bucks as well. So we're gonna see. Obviously, this one's gonna kill both of them, but it's gonna give you a good idea of how terrible this lume is in comparison to this, and how good this one might be. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So I'm gonna turn off all the lights here. And then we're gonna just blow it up here. I'm gonna cover the lens so nobody can see what's going on. I'm gonna also remove the tablet of justice from the view here. And then we're just gonna illuminate everything real quick. Forgot to turn up the ISO to ISO 1500 billion.6H. And then we're gonna see what happens. Turned up the ISO so it reflects what I'm seeing with my actual face. Okay, there you go. So that's the lume. Both of them. The Invicta is dying already very quickly. You can clearly see that Invicta it's just getting killed. It's gonna kill. The Seiko 5 is actually doing a little bit better than that Invicta. Same price, about the same price, or around the same price, and you can clearly see what quality Lume does against, or you can clearly see what non-quality. I'm gonna just say it: shitty Lume versus really good Lume. Now, in all fairness, the Seiko in the middle does have a lot of Lume, a lot of surface area, and that's what it's renowned for. The Invicta, they just put it on there, I guess maybe just kind of as a novelty. The Invicta will not be able, you won't be able to see it after like an hour or so, and the Seiko 5 probably maybe 2 hours or so. But just look at how good that Seiko in the middle is. It's crazy. So we're gonna turn on that watch here. I mean that light. Look at this. This is just beautiful, isn't it? Got on the Barton Elite straps. There you go. So, in conclusion, my honest conclusion, if you're coming here from a search and you're looking at this watch and you're thinking about buying it for yourself, it's not a bad watch. It's not a bad watch at all. If you get a good one, it'll be nice. You can use it as a total beater watch. You won't have to worry about it too much as long as you keep that crown secure in there. It'll be water resistant, and it'll be nice and last a long time. Supposedly, I have another Invicta Pro Diver that's I've had for years, and it's fine. But if you're a discerning watch collector, this one may not be the one for you. You might want something that's a little more original, or a little bit less, or something that has a little bit less of a bad stigma about it. But for me personally, I don't care. I bought this because it's nice, but again, I am going to totally mod it into something completely different. And if you like it, and if you think it's pretty, and you don't care about all that, absolutely get it. Use my links. Absolutely get it. And don't care about what anybody else says. Now let's see what the boys have to say about this watch. Hey guys, what up? So you know the rules. Give us your opinion on that Invicta Pro Diver. Man, that thing is terrible. I don't know why you even review. All your fans are gonna hate it. They're gonna give you a thumbs down because you did an Invicta review. What are you gonna be such a hater for? You are the king of haters. Oh, I'm not. I'm a good guy. I like a lot of things. I'm happy. I'm good. You're not happy. You're good. You're always bad. I'm not always mad. You must have been seeing some kind of dream or something. You're never gonna let that go, huh? I don't know what you're talking about. But okay. I think all in all, it's pretty good. It's nice. Obviously it's modeled after Rolex, so it's gonna be kind of nice anyway. I think that if you don't really care about what was that word? Stegosaurus. Yeah, if you don't care about the Stegosaurus behind the watch, then get it. It's $80. How can you go wrong? So it's got automatic mechanical movement. It's waterproof to whatever it is. It's got shiny. It's real shiny. It's so shiny. It's real shiny. You know what? I changed my mind. I only hate it a little bit. Okay. Well, guys, well, I'm glad that you have given your honest opinion, and for those of you who want to buy this watch, I don't have words. You don't have a lot of words. You kind of suck right now. Yeah, you kind of suck. This review is terrible. It's good and terrible. I like that. It's almost like it was from a movie back in the 80s where somebody was acting like all kinds of other people, and it was called Coming to America. Yeah, Coming to America. Okay, well, guys, so that's my review, and may your peanut be happy, and thanks for watching.